Story 1 of 3. Australian Athletics Championships 2026, Jess Hull's triple race, Rising Stars, and Commonwealth Games prep. Australian Athletics Championships 2026, Jess Hull's triple race, Rising Stars, and Commonwealth Games prep. Here's what every outlet agrees on. Jess Hull will compete in the 800m, 500m, and 5000m at the 2026 Australian Athletics Championships in Sydney, April 11th to 13th. Claudia Hollingsworth, 20, will race Hull in the 500m and 800m finals, having beaten Georgia Hunter-Bell at the Moree Plant meet. The 800m and 5000m women's finals are scheduled 30 minutes apart on Sunday, 12:55 p.m. and 1:28 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Peter Boll, 32, is targeting Commonwealth Games gold in Glasgow after a 2025 resurgence, including a 1.43.00 800m national record. Gout, 18, and Lachlan Kennedy, 22, will renew their 200m rivalry at the championships, with Kennedy holding the two prior wins. But not all outlets told the same story. The Guardian states the 800-metre final is at 12:55 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, but ABC does not specify the exact time, only the 30-minute gap to 5000m. ABC describes Gout's 200m loss to Kennedy as 2 consecutive years, while The Guardian notes past 2 Moree Plant meets without specifying years. The Guardian calls Myers' 500m time the fastest by anyone on Australian soil in 2026, but ABC does not mention a national record claim for Myers. This story was covered by ABC News and The Guardian. Story 2 of 3. UK military deters Russian submarines targeting undersea cables in North Sea. UK military deters Russian submarines targeting undersea cables in North Sea. Here's what every outlet agrees on. UK Defence Secretary John Healey announced British forces tracked and deterred Russian submarines, including an Akula-class attack submarine and 2 Guji deep-sea vessels, operating in the North Sea and wider Exclusive Economic Zone, EEZ, around the UK and allies. The Russian submarines were detected operating in the North Sea and wider maritime region, including British allies' waters, for over a month, with no evidence of damage to underwater infrastructure. UK deployed a Royal Navy frigate, a support tanker, and a maritime patrol aircraft to monitor the Russian vessels, with Norway also contributing a P-8 maritime patrol aircraft and a frigate. Healey stated, "We see you. We see your activity over our cables and our pipelines, and you should know that any attempt to damage them will not be tolerated and will have serious consequences." The Russian operation occurred while global attention was focused on the Middle East due to the US-Israel conflict in Iran. But not all outlets told the same story. ABC states the Russian submarines spent more than a month in and around British waters earlier this year, while The Guardian does not specify a duration beyond over a month for the operation. ABC explicitly names the Krasnodar submarine as part of the operation, while The Guardian does not mention it by name. This story was covered by ABC News and The Guardian. Story 3 of 3. Northern Territory to arm transit officers on buses amid safety concerns. Northern Territory to arm transit officers on buses amid safety concerns. Here's what every outlet agrees on. Police public safety officers, PPSOs, will begin armed patrols on Darwin's bus network in June 2026, following 4 months of training. The NT government introduced legislation last year to arm PPSOs in response to increased antisocial behaviour on public transport. The first group of 24 armed PPSOs includes 12 officers already working as transit safety officers, public housing safety officers, or police staff. The Casuarina bus interchange in Darwin was closed in December 2025, leading to a reported 65% drop in incidents requiring a Transit Safety Unit (TSU) response, from 2023 to 710 incidents over 3 months. Independent MLA Yingia Gayula, Yonga, warned Indigenous people to avoid Darwin or be cautious due to increased policing and armed officers. But not all outlets told the same story. The ABC reports a 65% drop in incidents at the Casuarina interchange after its closure, while The Guardian does not mention this specific statistic. The ABC states the first 24 armed PPSOs will begin patrols in June after 4 months of training, while The Guardian says the training program lasts 18 weeks, no direct contradiction on start date but differing phrasing. The ABC notes the NT government increased security and closed bus terminals in December 2025 as part of its intervention, while The Guardian does not specify a timeline for these actions beyond the legislation being introduced last year. This story was covered by ABC News and The Guardian.